Right, all set for question 7? All right, well, I'm glad you are, because I wouldn't know what to do if you said no. But here we go, for 700 points. For how many pairs of different 2-digit numbers A and B, is that you, Stephen? He hates pairs. So for how many pairs of different 2-digit numbers A and B whose squares are less than 1,000, is it true that reversing the digits of A yields B, and reversing the digits of A squared yields B squared? So everything's in base 10, the normal way we write numbers. And in this case, again, like the other pair question we had before, the pair 2, 3 is the same as the pair 3, 2. And we count the pairs. So there are none such pairs, 1 pair, 2 pairs, or more than 2 pairs. And Stephen's going to use his help. And so Stephen, you can signal something in if you want. Everyone understand the question? Looks like you're figuring it out, so I think you do. All right, like I said, it's worth 700 points. You have 90 seconds. Yes. We'll see what the correct answer is. Yes. It is 2. Dennis, very actually, that's the helper yes. It means that you did the right help. So 3 people got that right. That's very good. That's a hard one. And I think you did identify the right pairs, 12 and 21 and 13 and 31. You get 144 and 441 and 169 and 961. And then you don't have to count so many numbers. Well, you have to remember they're 2-digit numbers, but because it's less than 1,000, you can keep that last digit to be bigger or smaller, 3 or smaller. And the same kind of thing helps with the first digit. So we'll see what that does to the score. Still very close. Steph in first place with 2,400. Parker right behind with 2,200. Stephen has 1,400 and Elizabeth has 300. And it's still 800 points.
That's the last question.
This is the last question. This is it. All right. Here we go. For 800 points. And it looks like Seth is going to use his help. Which is why he wanted to know if this was the last question, because he can't use it when he goes home. All right, so for what values of theta in the open interval from 0 to 2 pi, so that doesn't include 0 or 2 pi, doesn't include either endpoint. For what values in that interval is sine of theta bigger than cotangent of theta? And now, below what we've done is we've saved some typing. In each case, alpha will represent a fixed value between pi over 4 and pi over 3. So there are the intervals. And there are still people here, even after I read that, that's good. And so, any questions about the question? You can read everything or understand it? Right, it's worth 800 points, and you have 2 minutes. So we'll see what the correct answer is. It was A, you both got it good. That's a very hard question. It's kind of hard to follow the inequality. You might have to change the direction depending on what cosine or sine is. But it was that interval. You might pick some points to try to figure it out. But you both got it right, very good for getting that. We'll see well, you know what that does to the score, but we'll see it anyway. All right, very close game. Seth with 3,200, Parker right behind with 3,000. Stephen has 8,000. All right, so Stephen will use. All right, so Parker's hoping